Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm going to try to do this without the microphone, just trying to hold it and scroll up the words that I have for you all this evening. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ms. Deal, Ms. McDuffie, to everyone on this Lily Dawkins, I'm going to call it Lily because that's all I ever knew was Lily Dawkins Scholarship Banquet and Fun. Thank you all so much for thinking it not robbery for me to come and just have a few words. We've gathered here this evening to honor, recognize, and applaud these magnificent young men who have done some great things. Jarrell took my daughter to the prom. I had to scare him, y'all. I grew up knowing his daddy and granddad. I had to scare Jarrell to make sure, boy, you don't that's what Gail. Jarrell has turned out to be an awesome young man. I am so proud of him. Pearl, I'm proud of what you all have done with him. I know his granddaddy, George Payne, everybody would be happy. But then to Courtney, and to see all of them, Xavier, Elijah, Josh, Garrett, all these young men were part of Nasheed, he's a MEAC champion, and I like Dion, but I love Nasheed, so I want to see him do well in the Celebration Bowl with Central and Jackson State. But these young men, Elijah and Tosh, that has already left, all of them came through when I was at Lexington. And I had a chance to see them be knuckleheads in the hallway, and wearing stuff they shouldn't wear. But all of them were part of Mr. Holt's Males Only program. And we were sitting here earlier talking about how we took them down to the nursing home to play bingo with the nursing home recipients. And the kids were trying to win and not let them win. And we were like, guys, y'all got to bag off and let them win, to encourage them. That's what we came to do. Oh, okay, we didn't know. But again, young men, I congratulate you all for having the tenacity to finish what you started. And for those that are still grinding and those that might be watching, whether this is recorded or not, you got to keep grinding. That's key. Now, I looked at the program and it says where they are now. I know Ms. McDuffie got the vision from watching the Oprah Winfrey show, and that's great. But I couldn't say that right. It didn't flow off my tongue correctly, as Dave Chappelle said one time. And so I had to say, where are they now? So I just flipped it a little bit and changed the words, just where are they now? And you are all where God would have you to be. You are all at the right appointed time, place, step of climbing that ladder of altitude in your life where God would have you to be. Garrett is a council member because that's where God has it right now. Josh is an engineer to Courtney, engineers because that's where God has those young men right now. Jarrell, he's going to be a mogul in Egypt, in foreign lands, because that's where God has him now. I got an Aggie right here. I got another Aggie right here. And guess what? That's where they are right now. Right. But that's not where they're going to end up. Right. But some of them, these young men are married. Some of them have children. Some are single. Some have started careers. Some have finished school, start graduate school. Some have had challenges to start, stop, start again, stop, fall down, bruised, banged up. But nonetheless, you got to keep climbing. Yeah. Where are they now? Keep on keeping on. The race isn't always given to those who can run fast. It's made to those who have the ability to endure. But I say keep running. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Do what you got to do. All right? Because somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching the example that Mr. Holt, I'm hoping that I did when I walked the walls up at Lexington. Life is about a series of steps. Right, Pastor Davis? Correct. Each step you get closer to your destiny. And you have to climb and maintain. All of us have been on an airplane. My wife and I flew over to Japan when I was in the Air Force, and you run through a little turbulence. And when you go through turbulence, the pilot lets you know, and most of us, we on the plane scared. You can't get off. You can't get off. And so you holding, grabbing knuckles and praying, Lord, some of you hadn't prayed in a long time. So I also want to warn you, God don't know who you are if you don't talk to him. But one thing you got to do, you got to climb and maintain. And in this life, when things get a little funky, you got to climb and maintain. But I'm going to share a little something with you. I won't be before you long, but I do want to talk a little something that's real important for you young men to carry forward and share with others as you go forward. But one time, my oldest daughter, Alicia, who's recently married, when she was attending Wake Forest University, she said, Daddy, I'm going to school, and I was excited that she got a full scholarship because we didn't have no money to pay a $52,000 scholarship to Wake Forest. And so I'm in the driveway crying, praising God, you know, because I talk to him all the time. Because I do know he favors me, and he really loves Ronnie Beverly. And that I can be assured of. And she said, Daddy, I'm going to school to finish up a 4-year degree in this health and exercise science, and then I'm going to medical school. I said, oh, that sounds great. And it did. It sounded real good as a father. My wife and I, the mother, we were proud. My daughter's going away. She's going to get this degree and go to medical school. Then she said, Daddy, I think it's the thing I want to do, but if we were sitting around the dining room table, she said, suppose it's not. Suppose it's not. And, you know, and I said, wow. He said, you know, I said, wow. I said, well, suppose I throw everything into this thing, and it's really not the thing. And I leaned back over, Brother Hope, and I said to her, I said, don't worry about it, baby. Because if it's not the thing, it's going to lead you to the thing.
That's right.
Sometimes we got to fall, get up, regroup. All of us in here have a GPS on our phone. And some of you have a female voice, a male voice. And if you turn the wrong way, she'll say, reroute. Take you into another direction. And a lot of these young men, in their journeys, had to be rerouted. All right, and as you become an adult, a parent, a father, a wife, husband, whatever the case may be, a senior, caregiver, you will be rerouted when you mess up. And so many of us have had to do this along our journeys. And then I got to thinking about something. I said, what could I share with these college scholarship recipients? And what would make me proud to see this today? And I thought about that. Says, do you realize that every day you thought you weren't going to make it, you made it? You here right now. All of the exams you probably could have failed. You studied your butt off and you made it. You remember those days that you thought were unbearable? You didn't have too many dimes to rub together? My mama gave me $20 a week when I was at Winston-Salem State. Wasn't no name, image, and likeness back then. Yeah, I ain't had no money. I had to go to church every Sunday to get that $20. Every Sunday. And my beautiful wife would meet me. Yeah. I had to stand up and read scripture. I had to pray Reverend Davis. I had to do all that devotion. I had to do all that with a young man named Mr. James Payne, who was on fire for the Lord. But I learned at an early age that if you give God some time, he'll take care of it. He'll take care of it. And so, I think about it. For all of these hardships that many of us have had, our survival rate is 100%. We still here. We still here. That's a fact. We survived every funky day. We survived every hater. We survived evictions, firings, misinterpretations. We survived all these things. And but the one thing that we've got to think of, that we've got to start doing, is coating our mind with gratitude. And I heard it mentioned earlier today, gratitude. What are you grateful for? Come on, man. I'm grateful just to be alive. I'm also grateful to be human. You know, I'm not an animal. I'm not a ball, or I'm not this podium. I have the ability to think. I have the ability to change my mind and reroute my course with the help of God. And now you guys are facing some challenges later on, and I say, where are they now? You know, you all are where God would have you to be. And I'm going to show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start to have these negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and I just don't feel like it today. You carry that same funky spirit with you wherever you go. And if you work with kids, my wife will tell you, oh, they're going to hit you with some funky spirits. How you doing this morning, Pookie? You know, and they feeling bad. So you have to coach your mind with a sense of gratitude so that you would, you know what, pass that along. It's infectious and it's contagious. You know, and here it is. Every time you start feeling this way, even in the middle of the day, stop for a second and go over in your mind everything that you're grateful for. Not everything you want, but everything that you're grateful for. Just do this little quick inventory. The fact that you can walk. The fact that that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, those are other blessings. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's a blessing. The ability to dream, that's a blessing. Go to a nursing home and see somebody that's dealing with dementia. And then you say, wow, I can think and I can reason. The fact that you have the opportunity to get right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful is another blessing. The fact that you have a measure of, just a small measure of health is another blessing. And I'm talking about some things that I don't even know everybody personally, but I know of you. So start coating your mind with gratitude and it will change everything about you. Now, where are they now? You are where God would have you to be. And I believe that's grace is the direct response of gratitude, that the more grateful you are, the more grace steps in and shows itself, and it mirrors more gratitude. I'm telling you though, I have practiced this and it works. And so don't be afraid. You all know who you are. And I've turned this failure sometimes what I think is a failure. And I say, you know what, Lord, I'm glad I failed. I'm glad I fell back and I had to work a little harder because I wasn't a straight A student. I was a C minus. I wasn't a D because I'd have got a whooping. But I was a C minus. But nonetheless, I didn't want to fail because as you all progress, Garrett, all of your ancestors are proud of you. Why? Because you're carrying them as a city council member, a Carolina graduate. When you walk those halls down at the Dean Dome and Smith Center, all those places, when you're over there at Scottsdorm and over there at A&T, you carry your great-grandparents with you. Come on. You all are carrying Lee's spirit with you. Come on. You carrying Lexington and this community of all these folks in here. When you all go somewhere, you're carrying the Males Only Club, Mr. Hope. You carrying these people with you. When I walk into a room, whether it's an interview or a committee, I'm sitting on these advisory committees with the chancellor, who's a good friend now, the provost, and all these big wigs over in Winston-Salem State. And I said, well, I can be shy, I can hold back, but I'm gonna sit like a fly on the wall. And I'm on the space committee, so people can move around to different places on campus. And so they said, Mr. Beverly, and I said, wow, I'm walking in this room. But you know what? I ain't going alone. I hate to say hey, I'm not going alone. I said, I'm taking my grandma in here, Liv Dooley going, my mama going, my wife is going, her granddad is going, my great-great-great-great-grandparents that I don't even know nothing about. They all walking up in here with me. So I'm not going alone. You all are not going alone. You just know that there's somebody else that's walking with you in spirit and in truth. Now, when God gives you this next opportunity, you all, guys, wherever you are in life, Josh, move. CJ, move. You'll move to Thomasville to teach and coach. Awesome. I'm proud of you. Now, here it is. I thought about this. When you get an opportunity to do something different and it's in your spirit, I need you to act upon it. Then I had to go biblical. If the woman with the issue of blood had hesitated, Pastor Davis, Dr. Beverly, she would have bled to death. Right. She would have bled to death. She had tried all the doctors and ran out of money. Am I right? But she tried everything. But when she heard Jesus was coming, she said, I got to move. And she walked and made an effort, physical effort. It's one thing to make a mental effort or a spiritual effort, but she made a physical effort to go touch the hem of his garment. She didn't ask him to do nothing for her. She didn't say, can I get a few more dollars because I'm broke? I tried it and exhausted everything. All she did was just swipe the hem. That's it. Boom, something come out of it. That's exactly what he said. Life is about steps. God will order your steps. He will order your steps, but you got to be grateful. You got to be, even if they're little steps, if they're crawling, if you're on your arms and knees at home, in little steps, you got to be grateful and show gratitude. And I am blessed to be where I am at this appointed hour and time in my life. I could be, but I'm trying to strive higher. But I'm all right where I am. Paul said he was content. And I'm all right being right here, but I'm not going to quit right here. I'm going to keep on keeping on. And I want you all to keep making us proud. Boy, Lee is looking down his thing. He's not only proud of his mom and his sister, but he is proud of what you all have done in his name. But you all have done, you've done something with yourself. And it's amazing because somebody can have everything and not appreciate nothing. And you got some folks that don't have two nickels to rub together. And they walk around like the biggest rooster in the hen house. And you say, man, how they strutting like that? Because they got a mindset to say, I might not have all the money and all the things right. But you know what? All I'm going to do is just one more thing. Sometimes you find out in life it's the things that you're not supposed to be doing, by doing something that you thought you should do. And here it is, be grateful to be on this path where you eventually want to live. Abide in the space of gratitude, because that is what I know for sure, that I can only be grateful for how far you've come. You guys were just students a couple years ago. Now you're grown men. Now you're getting ready to start to court. He's got a beautiful child. You got a beautiful granddaughter. He living in big old Dallas, Texas. Now if you ever been to Texas, y'all, They drive fast in Charlotte. They drive even faster in Atlanta. But in Texas and Houston, it's NASCAR and Mobil 1. All right? Don't go down there with a little four-cylinder. They're going to run real. They're going to run back that little truck you got. They're going to run you off the road. You got a Cadillac, right?
No, I got a Lexus.
All right, try that Lexus. Put premium gas in. Now, here it is. Blessings flow in the space. Blessings flow in the space of gratitude. Everything in your life is happening to teach you more about yourself. So even in a crisis, be grateful. Even when disappointed, be grateful. When things aren't going your way and you want them to go, be grateful that you have the sense enough to turn it around. Even when things are difficult, be grateful. Honor your calling and don't worry about how successful you're going to be. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You always take a stand for yourself and your values. You're defined by what you stand for. Your integrity is not for sale.
Yeah.
They offer you no money. If they offer you a position just because it's got a title, if it's not helping and serving others, get out. Time to go. They get, oh, we're gonna call you this. Yeah. No. That's not my purpose. That's not what God intended for me to do. It's time to go. And then you can say, wow, your integrity again is not for sale. There are times it's going to seem dark, but there's a seed that's been planted in each and every one of you. All of you, all of us, there's a seed. And you might not realize it now, but you have to keep nurturing that seed. If you guys can, every day when I walk into my office, I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. Waking up, my family, my mom, my children, my grandchildren, my job, an opportunity to just make a difference, impact, influence. And my list goes on and on. And the people that I meet throughout the day, when I make it back to my office, I write their name down. Because I'm grateful that we've had a chance to cross paths. You never know when that person might leave and you never see them again. And so the more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. And I know that's possible because in every one of us. And so I'm asking you this. And you know, as you're moving through life and you're in your own truth, you live through this paradigm of service. You're going to be all right. If you serve other people, you're going to be all right. Yes, sir. All right? Do what you're supposed to do. That's it. That's all of us. Yes, even when nobody's watching, do what you're supposed to do. Do it. God's watching. Yes, and I have to really check myself sometimes to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Because I want my children to do it right. My wife, oh gosh, she holds me accountable for everything. And I'm so grateful for her because without her, I would be all messed up. All messed up. And so if you got a wife and say you found a good thing, boy, I found that and some. I love you, baby. I found a good thing. But do what you're supposed to do. Honor your creator. Honor your family. Honor your ancestors. Don't forget, you might just know mama and daddy, but that was a grandma and granddad. And you might not know them biologically or physically because the relationship, whatever the case may be, but you're here. Honor them anyway. My father did not have the privilege to raise my brother now, but guess what? I'm honoring him anyway. Amen. Anytime the name Ronnie Beverly goes out, guess what? I'm carrying his spirit with me. Yes, and I didn't even know him. Come on. I never knew my father. He left us when we were 5. Young, my brother might have been 10, but I'm carrying his name anyway. Amen. I could be mad, hateful, but you know what? He gave me life. And I'm here. And I'm going to make the best of it and honor him. And that, you know, he's looking down or looking up. I don't know. I don't know. He might be looking up. Oh, no water down there. Hey, Frank, you want to dip that tongue? I don't know where he's looking, but I want to honor him and make him proud. And I want to live so that, you know, like Coach England, your life and legacy moves on. Lele's living, Lele's dream is continue to move on because he got a tenacious mama and a pit bull for a sister. They are not going to let this thing fall apart, and they turn pain into purpose. And I honor both of you all for doing that today. You know, by making this more than what it should be. This is powerful. But as I close, when you all walk this path that they call life, all the experiences that we have, and Garrett, I see you doing it with the council, with so many things that you attribute to. CJ, you doing it over by working with the school itself, working with young folks. You got to give back because they don't pay teachers enough money. And that's not a school board decision. That's coming from the state legislators. All right, but they don't pay you enough for what you have to deal with. And you young men have just started college. As you walk this path that's called life, you guys have privilege. You made it. You're another step climb. You're another step higher in what this thing is called life. You're in a dormitory. You have a meal card. You can go somewhere on campus. You're trying to study and be better. You have a job. You're doing real estate. You're an engineer. You guys are moguls. You're doing all these things. Don't forget the less privileged. Amen. During this Christmas season, it's not merry for everybody. It's not merry. It's not M-E-R-R-Y. Come on. It might be M-A-R-Y, trying to find a manger and stable for somewhere to lay their head. Everybody right now is not Feliz Navidad. Everybody, yeah, Thanksgiving just happened. And now I got to turn around and figure out how I'm going to feed my family again. So as you go through life, don't forget the less privilege that you leave behind. Because they're back there and they're watching you. Those kids are looking up to you. They remember when you wore helmets. All of you up here played football. Everybody. To Courtney, Taj Page, we got into a fight with some team, and he didn't play a lot. He didn't get in the game a lot. But I saw him run out there on the field. Boy, I went out there and wore his tail. He got ejected and didn't even play. I picked on him about that for a little while, but I am proud of these young men who have done something by taking these steps. As life continues to throw things at you, don't forget the less privilege. And when it gets a little harder, I need you guys to climb and maintain. I heard something about Tyler Perry that talks about when the haters come at you and things get a little ugly, and it will. Life is full of gut punches. You're going to feel like you're in the ring with Mike Tyson. There's some days I get back in my office and I talk with my boss, the Vice Chancellor of Finance Administration, and she said, "How's it going, Mr. Beverly?" And I'm like, "Man, I need an ice bag, I need some Vaseline," because I'm the Director of Facility Operations. All the academic buildings and residential halls on Winston-Salem State's campus. And so if the lights don't work, if the heat doesn't work, air doesn't work, plumbing, electrical, all those things fall under my lap and under the people that I think about. And so it's tough. Every day, today, right now, the chaplain's having an event, open holiday house from 1 to 4. I had to make sure this morning, my wife told me, I'm on the phone, make sure that air is comfortable, board of trustees in there. And these board of trustees different than school board members. They look different. They on a higher platform. And they carry themselves like the roosters in their in-house. And I love them, they're nice folks, but nonetheless, you got 5,000 students plus. You want to try to make sure all of this is right. And I try to practice great customer service, not good customer service. Great customer service. Something that they've never had before. Being accessible, being tangible. But there are days that hit me like a Mike Tyson or Holyfield hit. And I don't bring it home. I leave it in the door, outside in the garage. I try not to bring work home if I can help it. But on those days I get that gut punch, I try to climb and maintain. I try to climb and maintain. I don't listen to a lot of rap music. I listen to a lot of motivational stuff so I can kind of keep my sanity, because it's not easy trying to be successful. Come on. That is not easy. It takes work. It takes deliberate work to be a judge. It takes deliberate work to be a pastor. It takes deliberate work to be an engineer. It takes deliberate work and intentional work to be a real estate agent, a teacher. It takes real work. That means you got to check yourself, encourage yourself, and say, you know what, I can do this. Why? Because you're not doing it alone. All your ancestors and somebody gave up their life in order for you all to have life. And Lily gave up his life back in 2008 so that you all could be here today honoring him by being recipients of his scholarship named in his honor. Ms. McDuffie, I love you. I thank you for what you were doing. Dear, I can't say your last name. I thank you and your husband and your daughter for what you all are doing. This is an awesome event, and my wife and I said going forward, we will make sure that we are financial contributors to this event going forward. We want to make sure that we continue this going forward so that we can honor you young men that are doing something positive. As Mr. Hope talked about earlier, all we see on the news is killings, shootings, murders. Now, I'd rather be here at this event on a Sunday knowing that my Baltimore Ravens Meet my big brother Freddie's Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel so much better because that's my brother, y'all. I knew he was gonna get me later on. Yeah, he didn't know. Yeah, but they won. Yeah. But again, thank you all for this time. May God bless you all during this Christmas holiday. Please don't forget the less fortunate. Yeah, when all of us gonna go through Walmart, they're gonna be ringing that bell. Make sure you put something in that red bucket. If you can't put nothing in that red bucket, just wave your hand over the bucket till God can give you a couple dimes to put together to wave over. But also, when you go to bed, slide your shoes a little further under there. For those who don't dream at night with shoes under the bed. And the reason I'm saying that, so the next time you got to reach those shoes under the bed, you on your knees and you can get the Father.
Oh, how much? Mr. Beverly.